So when the director was like, all right, so now I got a kiss.
Right. It's a funny backstory to that. And it's a funny because you know what I'm saying. So when they gave me my shorty,
right.
You know what I'm saying. They was like, yo, you gonna do a kissing scene? I was like, oh shit. I was like, it's on and popping. You know what I mean? So the first time we did it. You know what I'm saying? She stuck her tongue in my mouth. I stuck my tongue in hers. Yeah. But the director was like, cut. He was like Hollywood kiss. I was like, I don't even know what a Hollywood kiss is. But I guess it's just going like this.
Right. We going right.
Like that. Like your mouth closed, but it looked like you kissing.
Right.
But she was kissing me. So you know what I'm saying? I was trying to get
you went for the gusto.
I didn't have a girl at the time. I was trying to get shorty number after that. You know what I'm saying?
We were just acting.
Hollywood kiss. Nah, bitch, Queensbridge kiss. That's gonna be a QU kiss.
This Hoffa, trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars, I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard. Told Jim I need a bomb I could drop on you niggas. Bad boy, I'm never gonna stop for you niggas. I don't give a fuck who you got is the illest. I solidify my spot with gorillas. Now I'm rock with you niggas.
All right, we back. My expert opinion episode, what's this, 93? 93? Golden era. Gotta love it. Yo, this is gonna be a great episode. There's a lot of history and information that's gonna be disclosed in this episode. If you're a new subscriber, hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let everybody know you in here. Don't cost you no paper unless you's a mother hater. All right, I got my man Mr. Mech in the building. Salute. Your favorite A&R, throw your demo in the trash, you know. That's his thing. He likes to do that. Got my man Sean Bigger in the building. You heard? Family, cousin Tone Cato in the building. Daz, what up?
Hey.
Got the whole squad. All right.
What's going on?
My man Sav. We ain't gonna get too personal on this one.
Please.
But this was almost my first manager. He ended up managing an artist who became great, Young M.A. And now he's a black entrepreneur. And he's here to disclose the information he has on his business distributing cannabis. And we have a hip hop legend. There be certain moments where I'm like, yo, like these guys, like they raised me. I grew up listening to their music. I still listen to their music. It's a testimony of greatness when you can still have an effect over so much time. The Mobb, man. There's a lot of people that's looking at me right now and they're like, I understand, Hoffa. I understand. We got Havoc in the building.
Thank you.
How do we set this off?
Appreciate that.
How do we set this off? Why did you tell Kanye to eat a dick?
Okay, all right.
That's how my question's gonna be.
Check
You say
it.
that person.
Back then when that video came out of service or whatever it was, you know what I'm saying, I was backstage, bent, drinking, lit at a show. And I had on some designer clothes and shit.
Yeah.
And you know, I was feeling myself because you know, everybody, you know, look at Kanye like, you know, say he be wearing the designer and all of that.
Exactly.
So it wasn't in a sense like saying fuck him or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was just me being lit, just being like, yeah, look at this D&G I got on, you know what I'm saying? Kanye, you know, blah, 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 whatever I said. But I feel myself, you know what I mean? But, you know, that's why sometimes you gotta, cameras and liquor don't mix, you know? Sometimes. Shit don't mix.
Nori and myself would beg to differ. But, you know what I mean? It makes sense. It makes sense for us.
He got water now.
He got water now. He got the water now. Well, speaking of Kanye, he made some comments on, shout out to Nori, that's the big bro. He made some comments on the show about Just Blaze being a beat biter.
Called him a copycat.
Being that you're a legendary producer yourself, how did you feel when you heard that?
I didn't even actually see that part of the interview, but now that you're telling me that he said that, I don't feel the same way as he do. You know what I'm saying about as far as Just Blaze being a beat biter, because I have a early memory of Just Blaze when he used to work in the cutting room. You know what I'm saying? And he was like the engineer at the cutting room or whatever. And I didn't even know he was a beat maker at the time, you know what I'm saying? So I was in there, you know what I'm saying? I think we was working on Hell on Earth. But then, you know, later on through the sessions, you know, Blaze used to play some of his tracks and shit like that.
Right.
And, you know, I thought they was different at the time, because this was like, you know, me, I was heavy on the sample shit, but he was like using like the keyboard type of shit at the time.
Right,
you know
breaking
what I mean?
it up.
Yeah, it was more kind of keyboard sounding beats at this time. The beats that I heard from him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying, with the synthesizer and that I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying, that shit is crazy. It wasn't what I really fucked with, but at that time, that's what started to emerge. You know what I mean? And you know, I respected him as a fellow producer, and then he came and you know he started fucking with the sample game, and everybody was fucking with the samples and chopping the samples up, and he did it to a high level. So I never thought that, I never looked at him as a beat biter, you know what I mean? But, you know.
But you kind of confirmed that he wasn't sampling.
That he wasn't sampling?
Right, that he wasn't sampling.
I mean, and not at that time, like, you know what I'm saying? But for him to, if he transitioned to it, or maybe I just never heard his samples or whatever it is,
right.
It's not a crime to transition to, or to pivot to
something else,
any other style, you know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. That's hip hop. Hip hop could be, you know, the keyboard shit for a second, or it could be the samples, or it could be a mesh of both. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's how.
What's your preference, of course?
Oh, my preference is, you know, I fuck with the samples all day. You know what I'm saying? That's just, you know, some people condemn it, but it's an art form to it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, a lot of times I don't just blatantly sample some shit. You know what I'm saying? I might slow the shit all the way down, and you never even know where the fuck the shit came from. So, you know, that's my approach. Or sometimes I might sample it blatantly and chop it up a little different, you know.
Right.
You know, I fuck with it, but you know, everybody got their own different shit.
Is there ever a time where you chop up a sample so good that you like, we're not even gonna go for clearance, cause they'll never figure out where I got it from.
See, you know, if I say that, then they might start going back listening to that shit. You know what I mean? But you know, yeah, that's the math. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
You know what I mean? Like, you try to really, I mean, niggas gonna figure it out eventually. You know what I'm saying? Because people just be on the hunt for samples and shit like that. You know, like, you know, I ain't gonna mention it, but you know, there's a couple of samples that I did that motherfuckers was searching for like 20, 25 years. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, like, shit is crazy.
Wow. Is that a thing amongst beat makers, like when you in the studio with like somebody like a Just Blaze or Kanye, are y'all like trying to figure out where it came from?
I mean, I think we all trying to like figure out where we got what from, you know what I mean? Because I know sometimes when I be digging, I'm like, motherfucker, I'm like this, you know, I'll come across a sample that's, you know, just used, and I'm like, damn, like, if I would have found this 10 years earlier, like, you know what I'm saying? But, so we always, you know, from my perspective, I'm always trying to figure out where niggas got their shit from. So I'm sure they doing the same.
Right. Is it tougher now that, you know, albums used to come with the inserts, you can open it up, you can see who helped write the record, who produced the record, where the sample came from, there was rights and all that. But now you go on Spotify, you go on Apple, you're not seeing none of that.
Yeah, because they don't need it. They got an algorithm where they gonna find that sample. You know what I'm saying? I believe they got a whole department of people that just sit there and just listen to, Apple, Spotify all day to search for who's sampling whatever,
Right.
and they'll flag your shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you just using somebody's sample, so they got companies out there that's just checking for who's sampling what.
You ever got caught out there?
Nah, because for the most part, we always cleared our samples. You know what I'm saying? If it was like, Godfather Part 3 with the Scarface sample, or It's Mines with the Scarface sample, that wasn't shit that we was trying to, like, you know what I mean? It was
Yeah,
just
you
too
couldn't
obvious.
hide it. Because when you heard it, it was like,
Yeah.
oh, I know where this came from.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or, Quiet Storm with the Sugar Hill Gang track. I slowed it down, but, we had to clear that. Definitely.
A Quiet Storm, Godfather Part 3, all these records. Did you know, like, was there ever a time you were in the studio, you guys finished recording this record, and you just got this sense, like, we about to fuck the streets up, like, niggas about to be jumping in garbage cans head first off this shit.
You know what I'm saying? It'd be hard for me to know. I don't never fucking know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like P and them niggas used to have to tell me like, yo, this shit is crazy. You know what I'm saying? They'll come to my crib. They be like, yo, what the fuck is this? I was like, nah, it's just some track I made. You know what I'm saying? A little while ago, whatever. So I don't be knowing. I be needing those other ears around. You know what I mean? Because the ones that I think is dope be the ones that be probably trash to them. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the ones that I think is trash is dope to them. Like, you know what I'm saying? So
Like which ones?
like I wouldn't say that I thought it was trash. Like Quiet Storm. We talk about Quiet Storm. I had that shit in my crib. You know what I'm saying? It's just white lines slowed all the way down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I threw some keys across it real quick, and I just threw it in the back.
the side,
you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? But Prodigy used to come to my crib all the time. While I was asleep or something, and he'll just be going through my computer listening to the beats. And he was like, yo, what the fuck is this? I was like, it's just some track that you know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I really felt. So he just recorded a whole solo song to the shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they was like, I really didn't think too much of the record, you know what I'm saying? But the record label and Chris Lighty at the time liked it so much that they said, yo, we're gonna use this as the first single. And I was like, all right, well, I was like, damn, but I'm not on the song, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But they was like, yo, you produced it. They was like, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? So I just was like a team player, you know what I'm saying? I was like, fuck it, because, I'm a rapper first, you know what I mean? So that kind of like discourage you if you ain't on the fucking record in your own
like,
hip-hop
we
group.
gotta,
Like,
we gotta put this out, yeah.
But they like, nah, don't worry about it, you know what I'm saying? So, I just had to learn how to be a team player on that one, and I ain't feel.
Wasn't that originally supposed to be a single off his solo project, and then the labels got involved, and somehow Keep It Thorough became the first single?
See,
I remember hearing that story, but I never got clarity on it.
right, but see, Quiet Storm was always gonna be on Murder Music album. It was always gonna be on there. But instead of me and Prodigy being on there, they made it where it was just P on the record. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we did that. But then when P made his solo record, he did with Alchemist Keep It Thorough. You know what I mean?
Did that ever bother you? And not that specific thing, but everybody has comments as far like people forget how nice Big Boy is because of what an alien Andre
Right.
is.
Right.
And
Right.
a lot of groups have that issues. And you, again, rapping next to one of the greatest, your bars was always second to none. You was always doing your thing. Nobody ever said you was always killing shit when you did your thing, but Prodigy was doing this whole other
Right.
shit.
Yeah.
How did that affect
I actually want to add to that because we had Tragedy on here. Tragedy was like, yo, you wrote the first album by yourself.
The Juvenile Hell shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few of the rhymes, I wrote for P.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But when we did the Infamous album, when P started just moving his own pen, that shit was just like another. It was
Next
you know
level.
what I'm saying? I had to look around and be like, yo, dude, this nigga got a ghostwriter because you know what I'm saying? That's how nice he became. You know what I'm saying? And like to go back to what you were saying, like, did it bother me when he was like doing solo records? it didn't really bother me because at the same time I was producing for people too. You know what I'm saying? Like outside of Mobbdeep. So, and even if I wasn't, it didn't bother me because I love to see my brother flourish. Like, you know what I'm saying? To see him do his thing and, you know, and rap over other people's beats. You know what I'm saying? Not just me trying to hoard his talent and be like, no, rap over this. Like that shit was dope to see how he was rocking to other people's tracks.
Right, because you believed in him.
Nah, definitely, absolutely. You know what I mean? I mean, he was amazing to me, you know, not just because he was my friend and a hip hop partner, but the shit that he was writing, that shit was just, I was like, damn, I've been stopped trying to keep up with him. And you know what I'm saying? I just was like, he is who he is. I was like, fuck it, I rap and I make beats. So that's my bag. That's, you know what I mean? So I just was lucky enough to be rapping beside him. You know what I mean?
That's dope. That's dope. Because I again, Tragedy and Wiz kind of informed us that at first they was like, nah, son, do it by yourself.
Right. I'm glad I ain't listened to him.
Yeah.
You know, I'm glad I ain't listened to him.
Right.
But you know, that's how Queensbridge is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas just be like, yo, nah, fuck that hat, dude. You know what I'm saying? Do it on your own. You know what I'm saying? But I always was the type that I wanted to be in a group. Right. You know what I'm saying, at the time. So, you know, me and him, you know, shared a friendship, a bond that, you know, from high school that, you know, at that time couldn't be broken.
So y'all met in high school?
Yep, yes it did.
Do you remember?
I remember it like it was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? The High School of Art and Design. You know what I mean? I was a sophomore, he was a freshman coming in. So I already had been in the school for like a year by the time he got there. We had mutual friends.
Don't tell me y'all met on Freshman Friday.
Nah, nobody wasn't fucking with him though. You know what I mean? On Freshman Fridays, yeah, he was good. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's looking, but he was like, nah, he's good. And it's crazy because he used to be coming to school like Slick Rick. Yo, this nigga used to have Gucci links down the head, and you could hear him coming up the hallway. Like, for real, like, the nigga was truck jewelry. I'm like, yo, who is this kid? Like, nobody ain't touching him, robbing him, nothing, but he, little nigga just with mad jewelry, like, word. That's how I met him.
And then from there, how did it go over to like, yo, let's be in a rap group?
Because I already was rapping, he was rapping already. He had like a demo deal, production deal with Jive Records, and he did a song with like High Five, where he did a little rap with them or whatever. But, you know, for whatever reason, you know, that didn't pan out. I guess, if they wasn't gonna sign me or, you know, us as a group, he didn't really want to fuck with it. So, you know, and we was just becoming so much of a friends that we was like, yo, let's just form a group, because we hanging out after school, we hanging out on the weekends, like really, you know, getting to know each other's families, and we like, yo, fuck that, we got the same goals, let's just become a group.
Wow, it always amazes me that back then you guys just had this, like, you were just goal driven from a young age, like, yo, this is what we want, this is what we putting in time to. Like, Q-Tip was in here and he was like, yeah, we made the first single for Tribe in high school. And I'm like, damn, like, they was really on it. It was getting equipment and all that. Like, hell yeah. When did you break into production? Like, when did you decide, like, yo, let's do this too?
One day, Prodigy's grandmother, she must have just been paying attention to us, watching us and shit. And she brought Prodigy, like, at least this shit looked like $20,000 worth of equipment, straight up. He called me, he's like, yo, my grandmother just bought me mad equipment. I was like, what? Went from Queensbridge all the way to Hempstead. His grandmother bought him all this equipment. Prodigy showed me how to work it a little bit, and ever since then, I never got off that shit. I just was like, he would try to come make beats, I'd be like, hold on, you know what I'm saying? And I, you know what I'm saying, just bogarting and shit, because I just was, you know, I just knew once I saw that equipment, it's like, that's what I wanted to do.
Wow. When did you realize you had synesthesia?
What?
Synesthesia.
What's that?
When you see colors, when you see sounds as colors.
Oh, damn, you told me something new, learn something new every day.
I was in the room when my OG interviewed you for The Source.
Right.
And you described how you make beats, and you said, I see them as colors.
Right.
And if the colors don't match, the beat is trash.
Right.
And I found out, when I searched it, Pharrell has the same thing. A couple people have the same thing, and it's called synesthesia.
Oh, that's ill to
Yeah,
know,
that's ill.
for real. You
know that.
just kind of early on. You know what I mean? It's like I could see the beat, you know what I'm saying? I could see those vivid colors in my head, and you know, I always thought, you know, I was kind of crazy for it or whatever have you, but it's just that even sometimes I go under the track board, like, you know what I'm saying, to even listen to the music and shit. I do crazy shit, but
You said you go under the track board?
yeah. I go under the fucking track board and just be like, they be like, yo, what you doing? I just be under the track board. You know what I'm saying?
Underground music. Thank you for not letting that one slide. 'Cause I was like, wait,
Yeah,
what?
wait a minute. After this interview, I bet you a lot of these guys is going, all right, y'all, it ain't done yet. That's crazy. Wow.
Word. Hell yeah. Yeah, the shit just.
Remember that nerd album, Seeing Sounds? That's where the title came from. Synesthesia.
Synesthesia.
That's where the title came from. The second he said that shit, I was like, oh shit, he's got, I don't know if he knows he has it.
Right, that's
He's got
crazy.
it.
Now I got something else to brag about. Synesthesia, straight up.
Bang, bang.
Word up.
My expert opinion, you know, we be putting people on and shit.
I love
Yo.
the fact that your egos never broke the group. Like, as favored as a group as Mobbdeep is, all of us in here have had a group that just didn't make it off the strength of somebody's ego outgrowing somebody else. The way you was producing and getting all that money producing, the way he was rapping his ass off and being called one of the best and one of the great. Like, ego could have been, it was right there where it could have happened.
There was some albums where I feel like they was going head to head. Murder Music, I felt that way. They're infamous. I like their stories more than anything else.
Thank you.
If you ain't trapped in the projecks, like,
Yeah.
yo, it's real.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
real.
yeah,
There's a couple
yeah.
of situations.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah,
yo,
yeah,
son, I'm in Sumnerville right now, son. They right outside the door.
Word.
Yo, come help me. And I would think about this song like, yo, that's crazy, yo. He's living that right now. Oh, man. I read somewhere that at first you didn't like, not Quiet Storm, Shook Ones.
Took ones.
What?
Yeah, Nah, it wasn't so much.
The original or the remix?
The remix.
Okay.
Yikes.
It wasn't so much that I didn't like it. It was just one of those situations where, again, I'll be in my crib for Dolo, making beats. If I don't got no ears to be like, yo, that shit sound dope or anything like that, I'm like, all right, this is cool, whatever, and I just, put it to the back.
Side, right.
So it was one of those things that, Prodigy and a couple of the niggas from the crew came upstairs, and they said, I was, playing the Shook Ones, and they was like, yo, what the fuck is this? I was like, it's just some beat. I probably would have just turned the shit off, because sometimes I be making beats and just, fuck it, and just turn it off.
Right.
They was like, nah, this shit is crazy, you know what I'm saying? And we already had the Shook Ones Part 1 out, and we really liked the song, but we didn't feel like it take us to where we needed to go. So we used the new Shook Ones, the beat that, that I wasn't too thrilled about it, but I didn't think it was whack or nothing like that.
Right.
But I just didn't know until, the niggas came upstairs, saying everybody like, oh shit, this shit is crazy. And then we used it for the Part 2.
Bro, that's got to be one of the most infamous beats ever. Like, that comes on any place. You could be in a fucking hole in Zamunda. That should come on like that. Like, yo, is that Mobbdeep shit, son? Dead ass, like, son. It's like,
Yo, I want to know how they got the name.
What name is that?
Mobbdeep.
Oh,
There's only two of you.
yeah, right. I mean, okay. rapping, but as you know, in the 90s, you know what I'm saying, when niggas used to roll, niggas used to be like 30 deep,
facts.
20 deep. That's just how niggas was rolling, you know what I'm saying? Like going to shows for the first time performing. And, being that when we used to go out to the movies and all that stuff, we used to be 20 deep, 30 deep. And that was just something that we used to be saying around the way. Like if we saw other niggas that was deep, we were like, yo, them niggas was Mobbdeep. You know what I'm saying? Be like, yo, them niggas was Mobbdeep. So that's just something we used to say.
Right.
So when it was time for us to change our name from the other rap group name we had, Mobbdeep just came to my mind.
What was the other name?
Poetical Prophets.
Poetical Prophets.
Yeah.
Thank God. Thank God you went with Mobbdeep. Thank you, God. Poetical Prophets.
Poetical Prophets. Poetical Prophets. And the way the way the name change came on that was because, you know, back in the days we was trying to get signed. We ain't had no record deal, nothing like that. And we had got cool with Puff. So we used to be hanging out with him a little bit, you know, back when we was in high school.
Right.
He used to throw parties at the Red Zone and the Octagon and all of that. And he used to be letting us in. And we like fucking 15 years old and he just letting us in. And so we used to be hanging with him because we wanted to get signed to his label because he was at MCA Uptown.
Right.
And one day we was at the office and he was like, yo, I fuck with y'all niggas, I wanna sign y'all, this, that, and the third, but he said, y'all gotta change your name.
Poetical Prophets.
He was like, yo, y'all
Shout
gotta...
out to Puff. Shout out to Diddy, man.
I
I don't know if it would have been the same.
Word.
Definitely not.
Poetical
And-
Prophets.
I don't want to hear
ones.
shook ones from the Poetical Prophets.
I don't know.
I'm looking for
I don't know if
backpacks
that would
and white
work.
collars. Like,
Shout out to Diddy, man. He had the foresight, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Because, you know, if it wasn't for him saying that shit, like...
Y'all was good with it. Y'all was good with being the Poetical
yeah,
Prophets.
we was straight, like, you know what I'm saying?
wow.
We was straight.
Looking back though, do you be like, nah, we was tripping?
Somewhat, because you got to think we was coming off the heels of, you know, all of that, you know, X-Clan shit,
Yeah.
you know, and all of that, you know,
Tribe
conscious,
and
and, you know what I
everything that was
mean?
popping,
We was
bringing-
just coming
yeah.
off the heels of that, like, so
Right.
we was kind of like in that bag for a second,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But we knew that wasn't really us. So when it was, you know, suggested to change our name, we kind of knew that needed to happen.
Bang,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? So
You didn't fight it.
You didn't fight it.
Nah, we did it. We changed it immediately. You know what I'm saying? that was like a no-brainer. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Wow.
And,
Which
you know,
name did you get? Which name did you get unsigned hype under?
Poetical Prophets.
That's what I thought.
Wow.
Yeah.
Poetical
That's why.
Prophets.
That's why.
You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
I saw that article and had to look twice at it.
Like, hold on. Wait a minute.
No way.
So you was Havoc of Poetical Prophets.
Yes, I was. I was having a Poetical Prophets. Damn sure was.
Yeah, again, shout out to Diddy. Shout out to
He
Diddy.
saved everybody.
Because Mobbdeep became an imprint. It became a brand. It became something that when you heard it, it was like, we gotta sit up.
But who knows what Poetical Prophets would have became, though?
Nah, chill.
Terrible.
No,
Chill. We're not doing that. We're not doing
I don't know.
Poetical Prophets.
I don't know what Poetical Prophets would have
Poetical.
brought to the game.
See, we gotta listen to him right there. You never know.
I have
Never
no
know.
idea what Poetical Prophets would have brought to the game.
Word
As far
up.
as I care, what I just heard was very interesting. Puff Daddy, of all people, encouraged the name to be changed from Poetical Prophets. We need some Poetical Prophets in the game. That's the problem right now.
Nigga, in the 90s,
We
it wouldn't
need
have worked.
more
It wouldn't have
Poetical
worked.
Prophets.
Poetical Prophets sound like you're supposed to have a seashell in your dreads, bro. That's what it sounds like.
White collar and book bag.
You know what I'm saying? You got on 3 book bags.
Oh,
You
that's what I'm
rapping.
saying.
That's what it sounds like.
Poetical Prophets.
This man is
shook
from
one.
Queensbridge.
I ain't shook from the Poetical Prophets.
You know what I'm saying? Word.
of
Shook
Poetical
ones.
Prophets.
Shook ones by Poetical Prophets. No, bro. It's not gonna. It wasn't gonna happen.
They
Why is he
might
drinking
not
now?
make shook ones. They
Put that
might
wine
not
bottle
make
in his
With the
hand,
music
not
different.
Hennessy.
The music wasn't too far off from the Infamous album. It wasn't too far off. We was, you know what I mean? We was getting there to where we needed to be. You
Right.
know what I mean? I think the name change kind of gave us that edge. You know what I mean? Like, all right, we Mobbdeep. Like, you know what I mean? And we was just starting to create things in that vein. You know what I mean? Like more true to how we was like living. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? It wasn't nothing nice growing up in the bridge and certain niggas you couldn't stand next to because that nigga probably getting shot at and you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And just a lot of just dangerous things that could have helped you not make it out the hood. You know what I mean? Was going on that we had to deal with. So you know, you know, at a certain perspective, we kind of lucky to make it out. You know,
When
'cause
Wiz and
you never-
Tragedy was here, every other word was rest in peace.
Facts.
Everybody they mentioned.
Facts. Every
rest
time
in
I told a
peace.
story, it was like 3 rest in peace connected to that.
for real.
For every story, it was like a mile-long list.
Yeah.
And then to the point where they even stopped and was like, damn.
Yeah.
I just realized how many rest in pieces we had to say during this whole thing.
Rest in peace, Prodigy.
Rest in peace, Prodigy.
Facts.
Straight up.
Facts. I never got to, if I don't say it before, I'll say it now. Like, my condolences on that period,
Thank you.
bro. Like, for as long as y'all been rocking, I got
Yeah.
people I've been cool with since like high school, elementary.
Yeah.
But we weren't as tight. We're not as tight as you two. You know what I mean? Day in, day out, your partner, your man doing
Yeah.
all that stuff. Like, I always wonder how you've been. I've seen you do shows
Yeah.
by yourself. The reflex even looks like you expect him to
Yeah,
come in
it's,
with something.
you know, when it first happened, you know, that shit fucked me up. You know what I'm saying? That shit really fucked me up because I knew him longer than I didn't know him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He was basically family, like blood, a brother to me, and all of that. And though throughout the years, you know, we might have had differences, we always bounce back. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, brothers fight. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
definitely.
You know, me and my physical brother, you know, rest in peace. There was times when, you know, one of us would walk in the house and we just stole on each other just straight up. Like, you know, but that's how we kept each other sharp. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, niggas be ready to dump. Like, niggas ain't gonna run. Niggas be ready to dump because we warriors in the crib. Like, we don't fight outside, but we, you know, making each other sharp in the crib. We, whatever issue it was. But to get back to Prodigy, like, you know, though we may have had our differences, we was friends before that. You know what I'm saying? That could always, you know, wipe that shit off the table. So
Right. The good outweighed the bad.
pretty much, you know what I mean? Even when we broke up, you know, some years back, I think it was like for a year or two.
I don't know if anybody knew that happened.
Right.
I knew it.
Right.
Yeah, I knew it.
You
The
know,
people didn't know.
but you know, me and him knew it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that shit was bothering me every day.
What caused it?
It was just some internal shit that I don't even like to think about no more or kind of bring it up. But it was just some internal shit that was just brewing. You know what I mean? And you know, and I kind of handled it in a wrong way. You know what I mean? I could admit that now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It could have been handled in a totally different manner. But, you know, everything happens for a reason. You know what I'm saying? But the good thing about that story is we came back together.
That's a
Right.
better question.
You know what I'm saying?
That question feels better. How did you squash it?
Yeah.
It was like, it was funny because it wasn't like we spoke on the phone and was like, yo, we gotta dead this beef. It was just like our mutual friends worked us up into just being in the studio together, and it was just like we never broke up. You know what I mean? It was
Right.
like, okay, what song we doing today? You know what I'm saying? Yo, what up? All right, cool. Back to work. And it wasn't easy, you know what I'm saying? You know, I'm sure the trust had to get back, you know what I'm saying, and stuff, things of that nature, but we was brothers, like, you know what I'm saying? We know intimate things about one another, like, that could never be overlooked, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that was that.
I do have something interesting that I have to bring up because we had a conversation with Tragedy the other day, and P came up, and I asked him a major point. So being that y'all was in, you know, pretty close friends, I seen in an interview that he was speaking about being haunted by ghosts. How long was that going on for with him?
You know, I saw that along with everybody else. I remember him telling me a story like that before that even ever aired years ago, that he saw some kind
I know,
of
'cause you
shadowy
would know,
figure
yeah.
or whatever. So when I seen that aired on some kind of show, I wasn't surprised, you know what I mean? Because he had told me that, you know what I
So
mean?
as long
Like
as
just
you know
between,
him.
between me and him, he told me something like that. You know, P was deep. So, you know, when he said that to me, I know he wasn't bugging, you know what I'm saying? I believed him, you know what I mean? I was like, damn, I would have seen some shit like that, but, you know, I didn't. But I believed him, you know what I'm saying? Even when he told me he seen some, like, other shit outside his crib, like some alien lights and shit, you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, and his wife saw it too, so I was like, you know, son, you know what I'm saying, was privy to some shit. Or
He said he saw alien lights outside his crib.
he didn't say he see aliens, but
it was
alien
like some-
lights,
yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying?
like some lights out of nowhere.
you know,
Yeah. Which is all connected. Yeah.
right. So, you know, he was, you know what I'm saying, he was privy to a lot of shit.
Had to be rough when he went to jail.
Yeah, I felt really bad, you know what I'm saying, when he went to jail because he was trying to fight it, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I knew, he knew that he already got bagged for like 3 other guns, you know what I'm saying? So I don't even know how he skated on that, like, you know what I mean? So the last time I was like, damn, son, like, you know what I mean? And so he was gonna try to fight it, but they told him if he was gonna fight it, they was gonna hit him with way more, you know what I mean? So I didn't want to tell him, you know, to lay down to it, but I was like, yo, son, like 10 years or 3, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
He had to go do it, you know what I'm saying? I felt really, I felt bad.
He talked about you during that. I interviewed him before he went in.
Yeah.
For the source.
Yeah.
He talked about you a lot, like during that whole situation, just as far as how it was going to be and how he was setting things up so that when he came back, it would almost be seamless, like he wasn't gone. But his main thing was like, you know, as far as Hav is concerned, I just need to make sure like Hav is good and Hav's family and Hav. And he just like, you would think you were the one going in, way he was. And I asked him about that. He was like, "Nah, you don't understand. That's I gotta make sure. If he's good, then I could sit down. I'll be right back. It's nothing. But this thing need to still be happening while I'm gone, and it needs to be here when I get back."
Yeah, it was tough when he had to, you know, go in. It definitely was. It was a rough time. You know what I'm saying? It definitely was rough. Not only because he was in, but you know what I'm saying, niggas is used to performing and shit and going out together. So it wasn't the same like going out without him. You know what I'm saying? The money was cut drastically. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even half. Like they wasn't trying to see me dolo. You know what I'm saying? So this shit was it was a tough, rough time.
What was it like the morning that you found out?
That P passed? That shit was crazy because my little son, my youngest son, he just graduated from kindergarten. And 2 or 3 days before that, I was in Vegas with P and we did a show. You know what I'm saying? Raekwon Ghost. It's like one of those old school shows and shit in Vegas and all of that. And me and P, we was like on some like health kick shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? We started eating salads and we actually just came from Whole Foods that day. We was in Whole Foods shopping for, you know, organic foods and shit.
All that,
And we getting all of that, he getting healthy, but he started feeling sick out there after we got off the stage. So whatever, I seen him get sick a million times. So that morning that I found out, when they said that he passed away, I just thought it was a lie. I just thought it was a rumor, like, because my peoples just spoke to him already. You know what I'm saying? Like how P doing? Oh, P good. He just was eating. He was laughing last night. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, can you go check on him? Because I just heard a rumor. And, you know, the road manager just said that, oh, yeah, he was laughing last night. I brought him some chicken parmesan or some shit.
Right.
And he went to the bathroom on his own. He was good. So to hear that he passed away that day, that shit, I just thought it was a lie.
Because he was in good shape.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He was bouncing back. So when it got confirmed to me, it's like I wanted to pull over on the highway, but I got my whole family in the car. And they looking at me like, what's wrong? And you know, we went to the restaurant and I was just crying at the table. And, you know, then people, I just had to go outside. And people just started walking up to me and saying, you know, giving me their condolences, because I guess everybody just started
hearing about it.
Finding out.
Yeah.
But it just didn't feel real.
At all?
Nah.
Does it feel real now?
I mean, you know, I've came to the realization that, you know what I'm saying, son not here, but, you know, when I see him, when I look at pictures of him or when I look at videos of him, it don't seem real. You know what I mean? Like, that shit feels crazy to me. Like, you know, I just can't believe it. You know, I lost people before, you know, but I think I was really, P was one of the closest ones in my life that, you know, left. But it in a way, it don't feel real, but then I have to come to the realization.
Deep. I think losing someone, me personally, it's my philosophy. You don't gotta follow my shit. I don't think people really leave here. I think that the physical, that might break down, but their intentions, their wills, their wishes, especially if they're connected to someone here, it stays. It stays until it feels like it's time to pass on. Is there any times that you might be recording and you feel like he's there or he's telling you something?
There was a couple of signs that I used to get, like, after he passed. I was like, yo, that's crazy. Like P must be in a room or something like that. Like, for real, for real. I'm like, yo, that gotta be P.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or, you know, something good happened to me and I'm like, that gotta be P. Like, you know what I'm saying? Looking out for me, you know what I mean?
Right.
I believe he looking out for me. You know what I mean? Because a lot of things have been transpiring in my life, you know what I mean, lately, that I'm like, that gotta be P.
Yeah.
Looking out for me, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you know, because things been looking up, you know what I mean? And that could only be P's blessings, you know what I mean? So I believe in that they still around, they still sticking around and they looking over us.
When I was reading a lot of his writings, it appeared to me that when he was incarcerated, that he was leaning towards spirituality, I would say. It seemed like he was leaning towards maybe finding God, moving away from the negativity that he felt, even himself, that he contributed in hip hop. He saw things a complete different way, kind of, you know, like Tupac did almost. When he came home, what transitioned to where he came back to? Because it was like he was on that course, and then when he came home, a little bit he went back to, you know, the regular P we know. What happened there, which you would know more intricately details?
You know, I really can't say, to be honest with you, you know what I mean? Because, you know, privately, Prodigy was always on a positive path, you know what I mean? He might have rapped, you know, one way at certain times, and then, you know, and positive during others.
Right.
But he always was on a positive path, and he was always deep, and we always would build. You know what I mean? So sometimes I believe if you saw him on a positive path and it seemed like he deterred from it, it wasn't really him deterring from it. It was just him doing what he was familiar with as far as musically, but privately he was.
He was always a poetical prophet.
Yeah, here you go.
No, but this is this is real right here.
Yeah.
He was always a poetical prophet.
Word.
So what I'm want to know is, and I guess it would just be opinion. Do you think that when he was incarcerated, that might have been the Lord speaking to him? And maybe when all the times he was seeing spirits, the Lord speaking to him, and he was supposed to stay the poetical prophet instead of maybe leaning towards Mobbdeep?
You know, I can't really say, but I can say this. I know he regretted putting himself in a position to go to prison. You know what I'm saying? I know he regretted that because, you know, it was a lot of times when, you know, I would see P somewhere, you know, and he'd be in his car, and I wouldn't stay in his car for longer than 5 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Because I knew that, you know what I'm saying, how he was operating inside the car. You know what I'm saying? I ain't want to really, you know what I'm saying, I'm good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, even though you had to, you know, you had to be like that, you know, out here, unfortunately.
Right.
But, you know, I was kind of like moving a little bit different. So I would be like, yo, I'm out of here. Or I'll tell P like, you need to get somebody else to hold that thing for you, like, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. So when he was in jail, that he kept hearing me saying that to him over and over again. You know what I mean? You know, I always wanted to see nothing but good for him, but you know, that's how he liked to move, and he got caught up. But everything happened for a reason. That it brought him back here. He was different when he came back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, word, for real.
Sharp.
But the mentality when Tupac came at y'all,
Yeah.
what was that like for both of y'all? Because Pac just came out of nowhere, it seemed like.
Yeah, you guys had some legendary situations. Word. You had some legendary situations.
You got
some Hall of Famers.
Word. Hey, Jay-Z, Tupac,
Facts, yeah.
heavy hitters.
Yeah, we was like, fuck it. We was ready. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Tupac, you know what I'm saying? Like, he shouting you out in the song. It's all good. Let's go. Like, so we made Drop a Gem on him.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't really think of it as, I kind of did. I thought that it was going to be on. I thought it was going to be on if we bumped into him or something like that.
Right.
But I looked at it as an opportunity. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, we still trying to gain a little bit more notoriety. So,
Right.
you know, when he shouted us out, we was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying?
He done messed up. Let's go. Let's go. Do you ever just wish that a lot of these beefs just stayed in the studio?
I mean, I wish it did. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you know, I believe it should, but you know, some people just, you know, like, want to take it to the next level.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you got to be prepared for it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't just be beefing with niggas if you ain't ready for that. You know what I'm saying? You know, because it could get real.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's not just the rappers, it's niggas'
entourage.
friends and shit.
It's the entourage.
You know what I'm saying? They not playing. You know what I mean? And
especially if you cutting their meal ticket,
you understand what I'm saying?
they take it personal.
For real. And, you know, there was a few times when, you know, we did shows, you know, with other crews and we all didn't get along and, you know, niggas got cut and stabbed and, you know, I'm not condoning it, but I'm just saying, like, shit could really get to the next level.
What situations was those?
It's a long time ago, you know what I'm saying? I ain't even gonna name.
So long ago, it won't even matter if you tell the story.
Right.
It's so long ago, it won't even matter if you just tell us. Yeah.
You know, because I'll just say like this. I'll just say like this. It wasn't the artist. You understand what I'm saying? It was the artist entourage. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is just, you know, niggas is just getting in the game. Niggas ain't used to being out. You know what I'm saying? Like being in Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, you know, everybody's anxious. So if we in the same building, it's like, all it take is that
shoulder bump.
That's it. And then it's just everybody fighting. That's it.
And Jay did what was the energy when Jay did it though?
See, we never really bumped into Jay. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, the crazy shit about the beef with Jay is like, you know, Prodigy said something in the magazine, X, Y, and Z, whatever. Jay-Z didn't take it lightly. He came at us, you know what I'm saying? You know, I sent a sub, but it wasn't like obvious, but you know, Prodigy,
With the whole verse on him.
What was your sub?
I forgot what it was, but it was a super sub. Like, you know.
That's told me you was good at deflecting. I'm realizing I'm seeing the masterful art.
Matrix with the Matrix shit.
But now, let me explain this though real quick. It's crazy because the beef wasn't about nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Even though he came in niggas' necks and did the shit with the picture and all of that.
Right.
It wasn't really about nothing. So when the years passed, when finally, you know, Mobbdeep and Jay-Z is in the same room walking, it made me feel like I had beef with him and I didn't have no beef with him. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather have been his ally than to have beef with him.
Right.
It's just weird because the beef, like I said, it wasn't about nothing, but now I'm in the same room with him and I feel like it's something, but it's nothing. So that shit just made me feel stupid. Like, you know what I mean? Like, why I gotta feel like this and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, you know, we all...
Because you both probably appreciate
Yeah, you know what I'm
each
saying?
other's
And
contributions.
we ended up speaking to Jay on the phone about a project that he wanted us to work on for an artist or whatever. And, you know, that was cool.
Dope.
What happens when you come from a place where every other sentence and every other story comes with a rest in peace? You sitting there beefing with a dude on some rap shit, trying to figure out what is this?
No, but that's what it was. The entourages, bro. Like anytime I went someplace, it was. I'm not. Sometimes it was me, but but for the most part, it would be my people. Like if somebody said something that was on World Star, it would be the hood calling like, "Yo, where they at, son? What are you talking about, son?"
Right.
And I'm like, "Yo, son, it's battle rap, son. Chill out. It's battle rap. They just trying to sell a fight. Nah, son, I don't like the way they talking, son. I don't like the way they,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like,
You know how the crew get. The crew anxious. You know what I'm saying? And the bad part about it is that it's gonna fall on the artist.
facts.
Regardless. You know what I'm saying? No matter what. So the artist could be out somewhere. He didn't do it, but he gonna catch it. You know what I'm saying?
Because
Straight up.
you the one they know.
That's it. He gonna catch it.
If you promoting the crew too, that don't help, you know. So, or it depends on again how you rapping.
You promoting you promoting the lifestyle.
Yeah,
you
if
know
you
what I'm saying?
promoting the lifestyle in your rap, I mean, come on, you know. If I'm the poetical prophet, you know what I'm saying? Again, that
Never going away.
that meant a lot.
Right,
That was a lot of science. That was a lot of information to the world just
Yeah,
now. If
poetical
I was the
prophet.
poetical prophet, I would be around some other dudes. My crew would be some, you know, other type of crew. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm Mobbdeep, you know what I'm
Then,
saying?
yeah,
I got
I'm
some
gonna be
thugs,
with the
man.
thugs, yeah.
Right.
I got some thugs and some, you know, sketchy type of people with me.
Nah.
Nice try.
I think that might have been better. That might have been better.
It might have been better. All right, so I came up with a Verzuz for you. Have you been watching the Verzuz?
Yeah.
Are you entertained thoroughly?
Somewhat.
What would you say is your favorite one that you've seen so far?
I would just have to say the dips and the locks.
Dips and the Locks.
The dips and the locks.
Dips and the
That
Locks.
was interesting.
Sorry, man.
Yeah, I just want to say, it's cool. I called
Might
it
have been
wrong.
too soon.
I called that wrong. However, I did predict about a year and a half ago in an interview with Nori that Verzuz was gonna hit Madison Square Garden. And somebody sent me the clip like, yo, you predicted it. And I was like, oh yeah, I did. I'm that guy.
You're a poetical prophet.
So
Master Prophet.
you heard all the prophets in the building. Some cars, all of us.
See, it's not so bad.
So bad.
Remember, you should
Change your name.
Change your name.
I have an idea of who would be a great Verzuz for you,
Okay.
but who do you think would be a great Verzuz?
Great verses for Mobbdeep.
Yeah.
Man, I really couldn't call it. I really couldn't.
At all.
No.
What were the other groups, the duos that you guys were in competition with?
MOP.
You know, I never
MOP.
looked at us.
Hold
and-
on. We gonna go around the room because I already see how this is going.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So that's where we at.
Yeah, shake it down.
All right.
Let us. Oh, I got two.
Don't say mine.
No. I got two.
All right, cool.
I got two. Outkast
Outcast.
Okay.
or EPMD.
Okay.
That's a tough one, you know. That's a tough one. I hear what they say. MOP,
I feel like I got the number one though, but cool.
they was different than MOP, so it's hard.
EPMD.
Okay.
I'm not mad at that.
Okay.
I'm not mad at that.
Okay. Okay.
Des. No one. That's a good answer for a publicist. Very good answer. No one? Yeah, it makes sense. Dog Pound?
Three for Dog Pound, two for EPMD,
I say MOP.
two
MOP?
for MOP.
If it ain't MOP, I
And
You know,
no.
Like I said, I can't call it.
I say tribe.
Okay.
It's two different worlds.
Okay.
And that's
Okay.
the beauty of it. That's
Okay.
the beauty of it.
You'll be like, yeah.
All right.
No. It won't. Trust me, it won't.
Okay.
Two masterful producers.
I can
Two
fuck
masterful
with that.
rappers.
I can fuck with that.
Rest in peace, P. Rest in peace, Phife Dawg.
Word.
Bring that world together.
Word. I can fuck with that. You know, Q-Tip, that's
Yeah.
that's like my mentor right there. You know what I mean? So, hell yeah, I can see that.
I think for 20 joints, yeah, both of y'all.
For 20 joints, yeah, I'll definitely have a hard time with that because, you know, Q-Tip in them tracks and try with they tracks, man. You know, that's what I learned off of.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it'd be tough for me, and you know, Tip did some joints for me, so
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Right,
I'll
right.
be battling him with some of his own beats.
Like, yo, I did that beat though. Word.
You know what I
Queens get the
mean?
money, long time. Damn.
But I,
Right.
Well, all right, shit.
Right.
but I think it would be, all right, years ago I battled this guy named Iron Solomon, who was like super backpack, what they call backpack.
Shout
Right?
out to A.
And you know, for me, it was like me just coming off the Smack DVD, punching somebody in the face. I'm battling this backpacker, but it was a classic battle.
Right.
It was like the merging of the worlds. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
right.
I think the Mobbdeep versus Tribe, it's more of a concert
Right.
of
Yeah.
people who just loved hip hop
Right.
from that era.
Right.
Because that is the spectrum.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. It wouldn't even be a battle, like you said. It'd be a concert.
It'd be a
You know what I
tribute.
mean? Word.
Q-Tip did a lot of shit, bro.
Word.
Right.
We tried to talk Q-Tip into doing something. When he was here, he was
He
completely...
kept pump faking, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Q-Tip. He was like, yeah, I kill somebody, but I never do it though. I'm like, niggas can't fuck with me, but I never do it though. I'm like, yo, bro, like, what is that?
Nah, he want to jump in that ring.
He does.
He
I know
want
he
to jump
does.
in that ring.
Nah, he was on his Kamal shit. He was straight up like, nah, it doesn't interest me. However, if I was to do it,
Right. He kept bringing it back. Like, I do want to smoke though.
me and Mav looking at each
I'm
other
just
like,
looking at, dude, what is that?
did you hear that? Yeah, nah.
Was there any groups that you guys wanted to smoke with? Like,
Nah, because we was like kind of like cool with, you know, most of the groups. Like we was cool with MOP. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you know what I'm saying? Like we had respect for everybody, so we didn't really. It wasn't nobody that we kind of wanted to battle, but I felt like, you know, not to diss the groups that was out or nothing like that. I just felt like we was in a different lane and we ain't had no competition really. You know what I'm saying? Because we was being consistent with what we was doing.
That's the
you know
truth,
what I mean?
basically.
That's a fact.
We just kept coming and coming. Though there was, I do believe that there was groups that out at the time that did deserve the same recognition. I think we just fought it out a little bit more and just kind of like, you know, just kept on trying to come with that music, even when times got tough with the lane, because the lane just shifted, you know what I
Right.
mean? It was changing on niggas, but we still hung in there.
one of the biggest lane changes in hip hop, the emergence of 50 Cent.
Definitely.
What was that time like? When you had thug niggas going diamond.
Going diamond. That's
Diamond, Rolling Stone.
like, right.
50 Cent masters the art of violence.
Was that the
Bulletproof vests and and guns and
tagline?
Art of violence.
That's a hell of a tag.
That shit was crazy,
I kinda
man.
wish I wrote that.
Because look, now you seeing a street hood Queens nigga going diamond. Like we didn't even think that was possible again.
Right.
No more, right? You
Who
know
was the
what I'm saying?
first?
Huh?
Who was the first?
Nelly.
Nelly?
I mean, or
Or
him.
Oh, you
Big?
saying
Big?
possible again.
Not big.
The Big, he
Not
didn't go
big.
diamond?
Not before.
Life After, I think, went diamond.
Yeah, but that even that's a double album, so it's different.
Okay.
They
All right.
count it different.
So Nelly.
DMX
I believe it was either
Nelly and
M.
M.
Right. Okay.
DMX did go diamond?
Who?
DMX, did he?
No, he
fact
just
check
sold
this
the
right
whole. I mean, he
now.
might have eventually.
And he had a double.
But at the time we was
he had
talking
two
about
albums in
the
one
Fugees
year.
sold
He-
11 million.
The
Yeah,
Fugees
Fugees.
as a group, right?
Okay.
But
not
DMX,
Thug.
no, DMX's hat trick was he did 2 albums in the same
one-
year,
same
and
year.
they both did
Crazy.
stupid numbers. Yeah, that was his hat trick, dropping 2 albums in the same year. But like as far as Diamond was concerned, that's rare air. That's like Nelly,
Word.
M, 50. It starts getting.
Yeah, get spooky.
I
MC
think-
Hammer?
I think Hammer.
MC
did it.
Hammer was the first. Yo, shout out to MC Hammer, man. y'all had a
$10,000
problem with them
windows.
pants. Fam's 10 million in them pants, son. He was 10 million in them pants.
Stop the don't do the dance.
Come on, son. I'm about to do next episode. Watch.
All right, y'all heard it here first.
All right, watch.
I want to see the pants
I'm gonna make
too.
them cool. I'm gonna make them cool. Watch.
I
You
did.
gonna wear the
I'm
pants?
gonna get some fatigue joints.
If you
son.
wear the pants,
If
I'm
you
gonna get
get
some
fatigue,
fatigue
come to my
joints.
club with those pants, please.
I will. Got you.
Please.
Got you.
Please.
And take pictures and all that.
Please come, bro. He come with the hammer
Bro,
pants.
we need 4 cameras at all times.
I got cameras
I
and everything.
watch.
That's why
I
I
need
said
4.
Watch.
I need 4.
Dropping the album right after.
smart. Very smart.
50 Cent, what was it like when you guys switched over to G Unit?
Yeah, you know, it was like joining the new family and shit, you know what I mean? It was dope because we got to do a lot of things that we didn't get a chance to do before because, you know, 50, he held a lot of weight. You know what I'm saying? MTV was giving us a fucking hard time with anything. They would never play our videos, but now, you know, fucking with 50, you know what I'm saying? They was fucking with us a little bit, you know what I
Right.
mean? Went on crazy world tours, performing in stadiums and shit like that. So, you know, that was cool. Staying in a Ritz-Carlton every night, you know what I mean? Like
Ritz-Carlton.
you know
In case you don't know, that's like 1,500 for a regular. In case you don't know.
Word. So that whole experience was it was dope. It was a nice experience.
Put them in their place was my shit. It still is.
Yeah.
Still is. Every time that song come on, stop everything.
There's just like there's like a top 5. What would you say is your top 5 best beats that you know? Like, if you were to do a producer battle, once you throw them on, it's like, I got this round.
Like other people's beats?
No, yours.
Oh, my tracks? Oh, you know, Shook Ones, Burn, Survival of the Fittest, It's Mines, shit. Damn.
4.
That was 4. Creep.
Creep.
Yeah.
No
Creep.
Quiet Storm?
Oh yeah, Quiet
Word.
Storm. My
Yeah,
bad.
I
My
was
bad.
about to say, I'm starting to figure out this whole Havoc thing. He's like, yeah, Quiet Storm. Yeah, we doing that.
My bad.
I mean, maybe Quiet Storm if you got to. Jesus Christ. I was waiting to see how it was going in.
I'm trying to see where that's going
My
to fit
bad.
in at.
My
He said
bad.
Creep.
Yeah. My bad.
Pardon me.
Brain freeze. Brain
Right.
freeze.
Put that water down. Pick that Hennessy back up.
Yeah, look, it's right behind me.
You got to get back to yourself.
Not myself today. Detoxing.
I'm waiting for all kinds of joints to come out. This dude
Yeah,
said Creep.
I'm
not even mad at Creep, but
it can't compare.
how much money you gonna leave on the table, bro?
Right.
All right, your modesty, I don't know if I want to ask this next question.
Yeah.
Where do you fit in the top 5 producers in the game?
In the top 5 producers in
Yeah.
the game? Yeah, I put myself at 4.
4?
Yeah, I put myself at 4.
Who's ahead of you?
Dre, Primo, Dre, Primo. Shit. Okay.
I love that Primo gets that type of respect.
Y'all gotta help me with that one. Dre, Primo.
Who's next? You throw Q-Tip up there? Do you not?
Molly Mall.
Neptunes.
Pharrell?
Timberland.
Kanye? Timberland?
No. Nah, I'm gonna put Tip right there.
Tip.
I put Tip right there. Yeah.
Dre, Primo, Tip, you.
And P-Rock is yeah.
You want to do a
P-Rock
top 10 instead?
Yeah, I have to do a top 10. P-Rock got to go right there. Damn, there's other ones that I fuck with. Large Professor.
Alchemist.
Oh, ALC. ALC all
Alchemist,
day.
that's number 7.
Yeah, ALC. Don't mind the order because, you know what I'm saying, ALC could easily go, you know, in the number 3 slot or the 5.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You throw Kanye in there, or you still?
Yeah, Kanye could go in there.
you still think about that design shit?
Nah, Ye could go in there. Timberland could go in there. Swiss could go in there.
Swiss, Timberland.
How many
Wow,
we
that's
got?
10.
Okay, there we go.
That's 10.
I know whoever I left out, forgive me. You know what I'm saying? I got to get some more Henny.
Don't worry. You'll get a phone call. You'll get a phone call. Havoc names his top 10 producers. Somebody gonna call you like, yo,
Right, like you wild.
yo, how you forget about me?
We just
man?
did
you
breakfast.
Right.
How you feel about
But
Ghost
you
producing?
did say Marley Marl was in that, right?
Yeah. I put
Marley Marl was in it?
Like,
Yeah.
That's important.
Ghost
Yeah.
producing. We don't hear.
Ghost producing.
I'm still getting into arguments over ghost writing.
Oh, okay. Ghost producing. How do I feel about that?
Yeah.
Have you ever had a ghost writer?
I never had a ghostwriter.
Right. Would you ever have one?
I doubt it.
I figured that.
I highly doubt it because I enjoy writing. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I like writing. So, and the first time I ever have somebody ghostwrite for me, that's gonna erase the rhymes that I wrote. Right? Like, so you won't be able to tell, did I write the other ones? Like, you know what I'm saying? If I got somebody writing this
There's
shit.
an asterisk next
You
to
know what I'm
everything.
saying? It's like, so, nah, I gotta write my own shit all the times. Even if the shit is whack, fuck it, it's mine. You know what I mean?
Have you ever been in the studio with a rapper that you thought wrote his own shit and you seen somebody come from the side like, yo, say it like this?
Nah, I never ever witnessed that. I never saw that. Never did.
What about production?
Production, you know, that's kind of different. You know what I'm saying? I worked with a couple of producers before in the past where, you know, I let them rock for me for a second. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It felt kind of iffy and funny, but you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I just like new energy around me. You know what I mean? So, you know, I let 1 or 2 producers rock.
But it
before.
becomes more of a collaborative effort, right? You don't
Right.
look to erase their credit.
Right. Nah, they names will go there and all of that, and it do be a collaborative effort. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh shit, all right, let me drop this drum right here. Let me see that sample. Let me chop it like this. And you know, it's a collaborative effort.
So with rhymes, somebody else is giving you your thoughts. Like you're portraying them
Yeah.
as if those are your thoughts.
We're about to do this again?
Whereas with production, I'm going right over to production. Which is with production, if somebody has an idea for a drum, somebody
Right.
has an idea for a loop,
Right.
somebody has an idea for a keyboard,
Right.
specific sample, it doesn't hit the same. for
Right,
me.
like for The Life of Pablo, I co-produced Real Friends. You know, I just did the drums. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, fuck it. That's all y'all want, the drums, cool. But then, you know, I ended up producing Famous. But then there was like 30 other producers on there. But you know what I'm saying? I did the meat of the record. You understand what I'm saying? With the bulk, you know, the foundation of it.
Right.
So.
And then a bunch of people added on after.
Right. You know what I mean? When I wasn't around, they just, you know, added.
Did it make that much of a difference?
It kind of did because like towards the end they put the like the Jamaican kind of bum 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 bum.
Right.
Like that's something I probably would have never put in there. You know what I mean? So that was dope. That was slick.
Does it make sense to have that many people producing a record?
It depends on who you ask. You know what I'm saying? If the record calls for that, fuck it. You know what I mean? If it comes out sounding good, cool. But if it sounds like it's too many hands in it, then it's not gonna make sense. You know what I'm saying?
When does it make sense?
When it sounds good. You know what I mean?
Right.
Pretty much. If it sounds good, then fuck it. That's what it is. But that's what it took to get to that record.
Because I was wondering, like, is that like part of the hype of a record when you say, yo, like 7 producers worked on this, so now it's like, I need to hear what these 7 producers came up with. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
why are there so many people on this one record?
Yeah.
Another question I wanted to ask, have you ever felt forced into a record?
Forced into a record?
Yeah.
Nah.
Never?
Nobody never forced me into producing
So it
a
was
record.
always willing, no, like doing a certain type of record.
I can't remember offhand which artists, asked this, but a lot of times, sometimes, early on, people would want,
Right.
they would ask me for a record like Quiet Storm. And that shit just make me mad. Like, you know what I mean? Quiet Storm is Quiet Storm. It's like,
You can't recreate it.
how I'm gonna make another one? Like, you know what I
Right.
mean? I gotta find a similar record or some shit.
But did the label ever come to you like, yo, we need you to make this type of record?
Nah, it mainly was like artists. You know what I'm saying? If I was producing for an artist, they'll be like, yo, we need like a Shook Ones, and you know what I'm saying? That shit just make me mad because you can't make another one, like, you know what I mean? And if you try, it just sounds corny, like, you know what I mean? That just takes the air out of the balloon, and I probably didn't even produce for that person, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm asking because I was a huge Mobbdeep fan. Then one day I saw y'all tongue kissing bitches. And I was like, 112 is singing.
112 in the background.
Right.
I'm like, yo, what's going on here?
right.
I was like,
Right.
yo, anything that you need, I got it. I was like, we going here now, all right?
That was the poetic.
It's time for me to be in love. If these niggas can find love,
Right.
Poetical
I
prophet.
can find love too.
Poetic prophet.
I was just smashing and going. But my niggas found love, so we tongue kissing now by the fountain. We are tongue kissing by the fountain now. Let's get it.
You know,
I'm with it.
You know what happens, man? After you make all of these fucking street hood bangers,
Right.
you understand what I'm saying? You just got 1,000 niggas at your show. You want to get some females at your show, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, can I get some lady love?
Like, where's
you know
the
what I'm saying?
ladies at?
Where the ladies at? Like, so
Just got chicks like Jenna showing up. That's crazy.
we can take like 1,000 of those. Like, you know what I'm saying?
And girls buy records.
It started getting boring, like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that was our attempt at trying to make a shorty record. We knew we was gonna catch it, you know what I'm saying? We knew we was gonna catch it, but we made the best out of that shit.
Right,
You
you
understand
did.
what I'm saying?
You
We
did.
made the best. We grabbed 112, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And not only did we grab 112, but that was Mobbdeep's most successful radio record to date. That gave us the most BDS spins of any Mobbdeep
any-
record
That's
at the time.
insane.
You serious?
That don't
trying
even
to-
sound right.
I'm trying to tell you.
That
'cause
beat
you-
Shook Ones.
It did.
Shook Ones still come
It
on
did.
today.
It beat Shook
But
Ones.
on the radio, BDS spins, that was the most spins for Mobbdeep of all time.
Say word.
It made that album go platinum. You know, that and Quiet Storm.
Yeah. Wow. And it beat out
Matter of fact,
Firestorm too.
no. I'm bugging. I'm lying.
Yeah.
That was on Infamy, so I'm lying all the way. But that was our biggest record, and that record ended up going. If that was on the Infamy, that record ended up eventually going gold anyway. You know what I'm saying?
That's amazing.
So when the director was like, all right, so now I got to kiss.
Right. It's a funny backstory to that.
Yeah.
And it's a funny because you know what I'm saying. So when they gave me my shorty,
Right.
you know what I'm saying. They was like, "Yo, you gonna do a kissing scene?" I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "It's on and popping." You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So the first time we did it, you know what I'm saying? She stuck her tongue in my mouth. I stuck my tongue in hers.
Yeah.
But the director was like, "Cut." He was like Hollywood kiss. I was like, I don't even know what a Hollywood kiss is.
Like,
But I guess it's just going like this.
right. We going right.
Like that, like your mouth closed, but it looked like you kissing.
Right.
But she was kissing me, so you know what I'm saying? know what I'm saying? I was trying to get
She went for the gusto. She went-
I didn't have a girl at the time. I was trying to get Shorty number after that. You know what I'm saying?
We were just acting.
Hollywood kids. Nah, bitch, Queensbridge kids. It's gonna be a QU kid. It's gonna be
Word. I had a good
So
time.
was you and P in the trailer like, yo, we gotta kiss? We gotta kiss
What?
chicks?
Nah, but P's his female counterpart, that was his wife.
wife, right?
Oh.
That was his
You know what I'm
actual
saying? So
shorty.
he was
It was good.
yeah, he was Gucci. So you know what I'm saying? He was really kissing. You, know
You
what
had
I'm
the
saying?
stranger.
Huh?
You had the stranger.
She wasn't strange no more. You know what I'm saying? After that scene, we was definitely wanted to be friends after that. I ain't gonna lie.
This is pre-COVID. Pre-COVID.
Absolutely.
Pre-COVID.
It's funny,
Pre-COVID.
even their love records were aggressive. You think about how that verse started? Yo, shorty, come here, let me talk to you. Every part of that was like, damn.
Yeah, I'm saying that's how niggas was doing it in the hood. Yo, shorty, come here, let me talk.
Some
Straight
street
up.
Teddy
doing?
Pendergrass shit. Come here, girl. Put you in the
Straight
headlock
up.
real quick. Come on over here, let me holler at you.
Nah, I still rock the record. I was just like, damn, yo, dude, it's time for me to start tongue kissing. Like, that was my point in life. I was like, yo, this is it.
Word up.
We tongue kissing now. You know what I mean?
Mobbdeep inspired you to be a...
Hey, it's love. It's like if they could do it,
Never was a
you know what I mean?
Never.
They could do it, I could do it, man. We
Word.
here. We here.
Give me a
Word.
girl. and
Did
be
y'all
wild
discover
aggressive.
Anthony Mackie?
Anthony Mackie. Who's that?
That's the dude that played in your movie.
Obviously not.
Murder
Yeah.
Music. I waited mad
the Falcon
years.
now.
He's the
Oh,
Falcon in,
yeah.
in,
Yeah,
in, Mar-
he's the
in the Marvel
Falcon.
joint.
He's Captain America.
Yeah, he's Captain America.
His
now,
first
yeah.
break was Murder
For real?
Music.
Oh, see that? See, Pete.
He was
Pete,
never in. He
that,
did
that
no
was P
acting
movie, but
before that.
that's crazy.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was
That's
the
ill.
dude
That's
that
two
played.
things you learned.
He's
You
the
broke
star.
Anthony Mackie.
Now I'm about to go watch the movie again. You know
You
what I'm
didn't
saying?
know
Like,
that?
word.
Yeah, he's
Nah,
the
I
star of
definitely
Murder
know.
Music.
Word.
Shout out to
yeah.
Anthony Mackie.
Yeah,
He's doing his
Anthony
thing right
Mackie.
now.
That was his first.
He should pull
That
up.
was his first breakout.
Yeah.
Anthony
That's
Mackie,
ill.
if you see this, please pull up. We shout you out. We're
Fact.
talking about your big
Yeah,
break.
now
here.
he's on Marvel, and you
Yeah.
gotta get with Half, man. What's wrong?
He was in a movie like that. Was he like the cop or something?
He was in Murder
No,
Music.
Murder-
He's playing the main role.
You wasn't there at the video shoot?
My
You talking
dude,
about Murder Music, the movie?
the movie.
Yeah, what part did he play?
He's the main character. Like, what character was he
Somebody Google.
actually? That you gotta Google it. Like, yeah, he was
But you know who Anthony Mackie is.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the one that be flying in the
Yeah.
Marvel movies.
Yeah, fact.
Yeah,
The
the
Falcon.
black
yeah.
dude.
Did y'all
Falcon.
make more than Murder Music? I made.
Nah, that was
no,
it.
you did. Yeah, I did something. All right, y'all made a DVD with him then. If it wasn't Murder Music.
DVD. Yeah, we got Google that.
Yeah, we gotta Google it.
Cause that's something new to me. I'm like, he was.
Yeah, back in the day.
I was like, I'm about to
Mackie
watch
did
that
something-
shit again.
Did something with Mobbdeep. He did
Word.
a whole movie with y'all. That was his first
The
movie.
whole movie.
Remember 8 Mile?
He was in 8 Mile for sure.
Yeah. Definitely was 8
He was
Mile.
Papa Doc in 8 Mile.
Definitely.
This was before that.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it.
All right. Anybody got weed?
Well, you should.
Well,
You got it, Jen?
hold on.
Yeah.
Segue. All right.
Segway.
Infamous. It continues.
Yes. Yeah.
You got a project coming out with Styles P.
Yep.
A collaborative project.
Yep.
How did that come about?
Fully produced by me. You know, I was just sitting around in the crib one day, and I was just thinking of projects that I could do, and I was thinking of some of my favorite artists, and he was one of the artists that popped in my mind. You know what I'm saying? I've been a fan of the Lox since they first even stepped on the scene. You know what I mean? I got the utmost respect for every last one of those brothers and what they accomplished in the hip hop game. So like I said, I was in the crib thinking of projects that I could do, and I hit Styles P up like, yo, P, you know what I'm saying? You want to do an album together? And he was like, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying? He was like real receptive to the idea from out the gate. Cause I was making a song during the time before I texted him, and I was like, damn, Styles P sound dope on this. So as soon as he said, yeah, I said, all right, boom, I'm gonna send you this song. So I sent it to him. He sent it back to me like in 20 minutes. Like right there. I was like, God damn. I was like, this shit is crazy. He did the hook, everything. I was like, yo.
Wow.
I sent him another one, you know? You
Let's see how much time you got.
Word. You know, I sent him another one, and he knocked that shit out. I was like, all right, we gonna knock this shit. We kind of got it done kind of quickly, but, you know, because his schedule was kind of busy, you know what I'm saying? They, you know, with the locks and all of that,
right.
it slowed the project down, but then we recently finished it, knocked out a few videos for it, and we about to start, you know, promoting it now. So it's gonna be out soon.
Dope. I actually had a record. Shout out to African Rob.
Word.
Big bro. He got me some of your production. And rest in peace, Prodigy. I had a Prodigy verse.
Oh.
Unheard of.
Nice.
I threw it on the joint.
Oh.
And I was like, yo,
yeah,
I'm gonna call this Mobbdeep. Let's
Word,
get some more
word,
people on it.
Word.
And Meth came to the show, and I was like, yo, Meth, I need you on this record.
Right.
And I played it for him. And he was like, that's dope, but hold on.
Oh, I know where you're going. I know where you're going.
He hit play, and he had a verse with Rascats on the same beat.
Yeah.
And
That was
oh, no.
I bungled that one so fucking bad.
It's all good. It's all good.
My apologies for that one, because, you know, I just be like, I got like a trillion beats in the fucking crib, and I might send a batch out to Stormer, send it to there, and then Rob asked for tracks, I send it, and I'm like, oh shit, I forget that I sent it out. Yeah, you know what I mean? So I gotta keep better track of that shit.
The Rascats joint was fire though. Oh. I see you. Somebody unlocked the door.
Yeah.
The Rascats joint was fire though. But you also working on some stuff with Meth.
Yeah. We got an album together called Dirty P.
Dirty P.
Dirty P it's a tribute to Old Dirty Bastard and Prodigy. So you know, when you go to the PO, you know you don't want to get a Dirty P.
Right.
So it's like kind of a double how to say the word?
Yeah.
Entendre. Yeah, it's like one of those kind of things.
Right.
And that album's kind of like pretty much done. We just gotta polish it up a little bit, and then we good. You know what I mean?
Shout out to my man Rock in the building.
Word.
Is that gonna be the future? Like you're gonna find certain, okay, I'm doing a collaborative album with this artist. Now I'm doing a collaborative album with this artist. Now I'm doing a collaborative. Is that way it's going right now?
For me, that's the math. You know what I mean? You know, I haven't really done that before, and I enjoy doing it. You know what I mean? And I hope it just morphs into something even greater. You know what I mean? You know, because sometimes some things you start take on a different life of its own, and you end up somewhere like, oh shit, like I didn't even know this was gonna come out of all of that.
Like this show.
Word up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you already know what it is like when you do something and it just spawned into something else.
Right.
So in doing that, I hope it just spawned into something great. You know what I mean? And even do collaborative efforts with new artists. You know what I'm saying? And artists that you wouldn't even expect me to work with.
Who's on your top 5 as possibilities to have a Havoc produced album?
Math Hoffa.
Well, shit. That took no time at
I had to
all.
pop my collar to that. I had to pop my collar to that. Thank you, sir. Thank you. I'm honored. I'm honored.
Number one with a bullet.
I'm honored.
That took no time. He said that faster than that last beat we was looking for.
I'm honored.
That was before Creed.
Nah, but real talk.
I saw some money.
Real talk. We gonna make that happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I appreciate MCs. You know, Rock just walked in. I would love to do a project with Rock. You know what I mean? There's a few MCs out there that I would love to do, and like I said, even MCs that might not even be on my radar at the moment that I would love to do certain things. So I just love producing, to be honest with you. I mean, producing never gets old.
I think Benny and Conway.
Yeah. I mean, you know, shit. That would be
crack.
That would be another. Yeah, that would be crack. Yeah. That would be crack. Salute to those guys, Griselda.
Might not be better than math shit though, but shit. I'm saying. You know what I
It's
mean?
wild to
It's
hear
just
you
gonna be
say
up
this,
there.
'cause you don't come out the house when it comes to like people. Your name
Right,
should be
right.
Yeah.
so much.
Right.
The
out.
exclusivity alone is like,
Quiet, yo.
Right.
You quiet compared to,
Quiet,
and you
yeah.
shouldn't be. For a dude,
Right.
first of all, to hear you sit here and say, I got all these beats in the house, and I'm sending out so many of them, I'm confusing them.
Right.
That cracks me up, because I'm thinking all of your beats are tailor-made, and you just make them on the spot around that one guy, because you don't produce at all. And now they hear you got catalogs in the crib that you ain't doing shit with. It baffles me.
It's crazy because like you said, I really don't go out like that. I do every once in the blue moon just to get the blood flowing and shit like that. But when I'm not out, I'm just in my crib just making fucking beats. So I just got like thousands upon thousands of beats in
Is
the
it
fucking
because
computer.
artists to step into you saying, I want another Shook Ones? Did that turn you off so bad that you stopped reaching out?
That didn't turn me down like turn me off. That certain artists act like that. It's just that I think it's divine timing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, right now I'm trying to do something different but same at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't want to be like just throwing beats out to everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm just not that type of person. Like I'm good. I'm cool. And when the time comes, I'll throw shit at certain niggas. You know what I'm saying? Be like, yo, here, check this
exclusive.
out. And just things of that nature. But
Exclusive club.
it's a lot of art in my computer.
Exclusive
Well,
art.
don't let it die in there, bro. Like, come on, man.
Oh, no.
it's
Dude,
got-
trust me,
it's-
trust me.
it's-
That brings the value up. Trust me.
Yesterday's price?
Is not today's price.
I'm here for that, but having $1 million and burying it leaves you broke. Like I've always been a fan of, once you discover what your gift is, the goal is to give it away. Not give it away for free.
Right.
Right.
But expose it.
Keeping it in the house.
Doesn't do anything.
No doubt.
I made this album for myself. All right, nigga, then only you listen to it. Don't even tell me about it. I don't even want to know. But if you got like that much, I like to see artists
We
do
gonna
it.
get it out.
Right.
We gonna get it out.
A lot of
Believe that.
I hear you, he over here.
You gotta excuse
All
me.
right, I hear it. I'm here for it.
I'm still a little thrown. Wow, that's amazing to me, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Infamous Cannabis.
Yeah.
Now you're sitting next to
The Cannabis man.
the Cannabis guys.
Let's talk business.
Yeah.
Proper X, Liberty, and
Sav.
Hey, you.
How you doing, sir?
Great. How you doing?
Everything's good. Everything's wonderful,
Right.
man.
How's the kids?
Yeah, the kids are great, man. How's the kids on your side?
How's the
man?
wife?
Yeah, she's right there. Yeah. How's the wife on you?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
She's on vacation right now. She's
Yo,
away.
yo, do me a favor.
What's up?
Don't bring up your bachelor party, please.
Oh, God.
Yo, why you laughing? You wasn't there.
But you brought it up.
I'm just saying. Don't bring up your bachelor party. All right? We're gonna have this thing, okay? All right, you know what I mean? Don't bring that
Yo,
up.
he's the ultimate friend when you say take one for the team. He's the ultimate. The ultimate. Yo.
I'll handle this. Sir.
Took his glasses.
Yo, you know,
Sir.
You know, I actually told that story on Drink Champs.
Right. That's what I was
Did
like.
you know?
What?
You was like, yo, let's tell him the
I
story.
wasn't texting, but I knew it was
He's telling
already
the story
happening.
on
I was
Drink
like,
Champs.
yo.
Yo,
Seeing as how it's already out.
yeah, it's out, so we can't talk about it.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
That's that bullshit right there. Right there. That was that
However,
bullshit.
I want to say congratulations, man.
Appreciate it. Man.
You know, we from the same neighborhood, President Street, Cal Street. To see,
I'm from East New York.
you're from East New York, but you was on Cal Street.
Yeah,
okay?
my wife
Right, you
is
was
from Cal
right,
Street.
right, Cal Street.
So I represent Cal.
Right, you represent Cal
And,
Street.
but East New York is the home.
Right, yeah. I know, because that's,
Because people watch it.
Right. this is the man who discovered Young M.A.
Yeah.
What was that like, bro?
Amazing. The life of Well, it wasn't overnight. That's what's crazy about it. You know what I'm saying? It came down, my wife friend introduced me to her, which her cousin was this girl named Shemeka. So that was my wife's best friend. So she kept telling me about her and telling her about me. Because that's when I used to be with Jay-Z and all them and all that. And they kept trying to connect us, but we always kept missing each other, or we see each other, what's up, stuff like that. So she had like one of the hottest freestyles out on YouTube, Brooklyn Chirac.
Yeah.
Which was crazy.
Chirac
that she didn't even want to do. She was saying no to it for like 4 months.
Yo,
Damn.
Then she finally got on it, and she couldn't stop writing.
Damn.
She just, that's why she kept going on that.
Just kept going.
She was
yeah.
just out.
When I met Jenna, that was the only thing in her playlist.
Word?
That freestyle, yeah.
Crazy.
Running that.
Oh, wow.
She spazzes out too.
She
spazzed
bro.
out.
Real.
So when I heard Chirac, I'm like, you know, I was based around rappers, Mav, Graph, like these are spitters.
Right.
So to hear a female, and mind you, I didn't even look at it. I mean, because we never try to put it out. Even her, she always wanted to be an artist. She never wanted to say the cliche that everybody says. That's why I don't really say it either.
What's the cliche?
Just say how you want to say it.
All right, cool.
The lesbian rapper.
Right.
She wanted to be artist.
Oh,
Right.
I get you. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, coming from Mav, coming from Graph, then hearing her, I'm like, shit. Nah, I gotta get next to this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I think it was Halloween 2015. We used to have big Halloween parties and all that stuff. And me and her actually got to sit down and talk. So I told her, I'm like, yo, if I push this button,
It's moving.
let's go.
Right.
And she was like, I'm ready. And she was out on her dizzle by herself, pushing her CDs from her trunk of her car, like wanting it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, yo, this is a girl that she's out. She's
on it.
want it. You know
She
what I'm
got the
saying?
grind already.
Right. She was already on the grind. So it was just me connecting the pieces to get everything started. And once it started,
It was wonderful. I remember you invited me to the show at Webster Hall.
yeah.
And I'm on stage with you chilling like, yo, she's incredible. And then there was a segment or a short situation where a fight broke out. But it was part of the show.
Right.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing what's going on. I'm like, yo, what's going on? And then they stopped and they just started singing the record. I was
Right.
like, oh, they called me
we-
too.
Yeah,
That was crazy.
we can't take the, what do you say, the
Creative credit.
creative credit, because we got that from Bullshit and Party.
Yeah, party and bullshit.
When
yeah,
Biggie,
it was just
when
like
Biggie
that.
did it.
Yeah.
It was just like that. So we had the same type tempo with the record. We was like, yo, why not? We from Brooklyn. We like, let's do it.
But you could have stopped me, because I was going to the middle of that shit.
But that wouldn't have made it effect.
Right.
We needed that effect. You know what I'm saying? And it worked. It was crazy. Flex, it was crazy. But ended up being a great show. And you know what's so funny about that? See, I can't really do that because we ain't here to damper anything. But we was there, and the artist the day before was on that same stage and bombed.
Bombed.
You know what I'm saying? So we was like, it was good to see that refresher to know we can't get on stage and do that same thing. Like, we already know what's about to
Yeah,
happen.
you peeped the game.
Yeah, so we came and all that. But I think it was a situation that, as being a new artist, no one practices their show. You know what I'm saying? And you don't realize if you're on a show, even if it's like a 6-minute, repetition, your mouth get dry, your water ain't there, you're doing a lot, and you ain't been jogging and rapping at the same time. You don't got the same winded like.
Right.
So we had
Choking
to
up.
So we had to learn. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
From that one show, like she shaped up like
Boom.
quick.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So we knew from there, that ain't gonna never happen to us again. You know what I'm saying? So from there,
Dope.
sky was the limit, man.
Fast forward, because I think that we're gonna need another day to really dig into that.
Mm-hmm.
You got your hands into the cannabis culture.
Copy.
You're actually a distributor,
Manufacturer as well.
manufacturer
We actually
as
give
well.
brands away.
And have you got the infamous Cannabis?
Yeah, Infamous Cannabis LLC. Trying to get my foot in the game.
Are you branded?
Branded. Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm trying to get my foot in the game. I'm LLC. You know what I'm saying? I got my company.
Hey, you got the
going.
hoodie on.
You know what I'm saying? Got the merch.
Shit, you got the
company
merch.
going.
It's going.
So, and I'm learning the game. You know what I'm saying? First. Before.
Can you break down like the whole cannabis culture, like what's going on right now? Because I know you and your partners actually working on legalizing things in the Bahamas.
Well, right here, step forward. My partner Elliot, partner Corey right here, they're from the Bahamas.
Right.
So this is how his family and everything is really rooted in the Bahamas. So we end up getting influence in that because of what they do and how they connected out there.
Right.
So I got involved because they gave me a call and they wanted to give M.A. a leaf, right?
Straight.
Well, a brand distributing. So when I looked at that, and I was playing with a couple of dollars. So I'm like, hold up, business, light bulb went off, and I'm like, if you can give her a brand, how much you get down with the company?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So me and him kept talking back and forth like that. Then he said, come out here and see what we do. I shot out there. Now, mind you, I never smoked weed, bro. I never did drugs.
I know that. Yeah.
None of, that's not me.
I was doing drugs for you. Go ahead.
That's a fact. So we went out there, and I actually brung somebody with me that I knew that was a smoker to test their stuff out because I didn't know it was good, bad, what Regs was, what Zaza was. I didn't know none of this
Need a
stuff.
connoisseur.
Right. So, yeah, they put them on their ass. Like, they was sitting there and the person was like this on the seat. I'm like, okay, this might work.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But what inspired me to get with them, everybody that I know was using weed as recreational. They smoked to get high.
Right.
They did it was all medical. Everybody that they was dealing with was actually going through something and they was curing it. That's what blew my mind. So I'm like, well, my friends smoke this to get high and sit on the bench. Have a 40.
Yeah, facts.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not a 40.
So
I'm old. I'm sorry. I ain't gonna say my age.
So can we get a breakdown of this? Like how does that work?
What part?
The medicinal side of it. What are you curing?
Everything.
I need you to come closer to a microphone.
Because I don't have a mic.
Everything. We have
You have to sit down. You have to talk.
servicing
Yeah,
from
you can see, you got him? All right, cool.
Did you say AIDS?
AIDS to chronic pain.
What do you mean? What do you mean AIDS?
AIDS.
AIDS.
Bro, AIDS.
Immune deficiency syndrome.
Yeah.
AIDS.
But curing?
Not curing, but so you have a lot of patients in California that use cannabis in place of the antiviral or the retroviral medicine. They use cannabis in place of that. So coming from the Bahamas, everyone I know back home, if you hear cancer, that's a death sentence. I mean, so I never met, prior to me starting the business, I never met someone who had defeated cancer in my life. Everyone my grandmother died at like 52 or something, from cancer. Everyone dies from cancer. In the Bahamas, we have the highest concentration of that BRCA gene. that causes the breast cancer in women. So we have one island in particular has the highest concentration. I mean, girls 18 years old dying from breast cancer. So, you know, when I came to California, I came in here into the U.S. through basketball. I played basketball.
Right.
So through scholarships and all that. Once I hit California and I was done playing, I started to get my eyes open to this. And in my family, it's, I mean, you know, 40, 50 people more have died from cancer. At least 40 or 50 more, you know. And in my country, it's just rapid. I mean, on Thursday in the Bahamas, in the Thursday paper, the obituary section is an actual magazine. It's like, it's not a section in the paper, it's a separate magazine within there because so much people die. Yeah, you know, from cancer to diabetes to, you know, the different manifestations of hypertension from heart attacks and all the different stuff, all of those things exist in my country. Prostate cancer, breast cancer, all that.
So you're using weed to help combat these illnesses.
Yeah, diabetes, everything, yeah, for sure. For sure, indeed.
Diabetes, pay attention.
Which is
it's the number one killer for us.
Which is a huge problem in the black community.
Right.
Facts.
You know, yeah, all of those things because, you know, the doctors in the Bahamas that are really interested in it are interested in wound care. Because if you know someone with diabetes, if they get a cut, that thing don't heal. You know, it takes forever to heal, and that creates just the slope downward because lack of mobility opens up a whole host of problems.
Right.
Cannabis is a tool in the toolbox for that. It's an alkaline product. The alkaline people. You know, it's a host of different uses for it that coming from the Bahamas when it was demonized and it was only the Rastas and only the derelict components of society.
Rappers. That's what I mean. Realistically, that's what.
But it could be rappers. It's the reggae artists,
Right.
Because the big put when Bob Marley came to the Bahamas years ago. I mean, before he died, he came to the Bahamas after getting shot, and him coming there caused a big stir within the Christian community because he was bringing this product and this, you know, everything that he stood for.
Right.
So coming to California. You know, this is an industry that's at that time when I came in, I was 2007-ish. So it was really, I mean, even almost to this day, it's like 99% white industries, white owned.
Right.
But the largest portion of the population that they service, people of color.
Right.
So I started at the front door, working at coffee shop Blue Sky, and I saw how long it would take patients to come to pull up to the dispensary, get out of their car and get in. People with spina bifida, people with varying levels of cancer, all these difficulties that they're going through. It would take them 20 minutes to come out of the store.
Right.
And 2 minutes to go in there, and then 20 minutes to get in the car, to go back home. And then that same 20 minutes to take them to get out of the car and get into their house.
Right.
So 6 months later, I had my business, Proper RX. I started.
Proper RX.
Proper Meds.
Right.
That's the oldest black business in cannabis.
Oldest.
Yeah.
The oldest. We're talking pioneers.
Yeah, no one been in it longer than us. No one was doing delivery the way we did it. When I started, it was...
Well, wait, hold on. Before you even go any further.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, it was like next day. And that don't help someone who going through an issue right now. You know, if I go into... like you have people who have convulsions and spasms in their diaphragm, prevent them from breathing, talking, communicating. Sanjay Gupta had a gentleman on his channel that did that.
Right.
They don't need the medicine tomorrow. They need it now.
Right.
You know. So when we got going, you know, I wanted to service everyone, hospices, anything, old folks home. So I would go to the old folks home. They would call the police on me, and I would have to jet out of there. And my cousin came here.
But meanwhile, you're helping them.
Right.
That was the goal.
Right.
But in 2007, 2008, 2009, this was before Sanjay Gupta came out and said, hey, I was wrong.
Right.
He came out first and said, nah. And then people in the space actual sick people called him and showed him, and then he changed his position, and with that, the industry itself completely changed. You know, almost overnight it went from being horrible, and you know, I remember I talked to my sister and told her what I was doing, and she told me I was a horrible person and I was ruining people's lives. You know,
Which is totally opposite.
Because it was demonized.
That's
Right.
And I get it. I've been trying to get my mom to smoke weed for years, bro.
But she don't have to smoke it.
She don't have to smoke.
She don't have to smoke.
We have all types of.
because she'll eat an edible.
Different ways.
She'll eat an edible. Or
Not
some
even
sneaky
edibles.
shit.
We have
know what I mean?
we have
But you
lotion. We have liquids. We
Lotion.
have we have it's all different forms that we have. It's not just to you gotta smoke. It's not just a leaf.
Right.
It's edibles, it's, you know, it's the smokables, it's topicals, you know, but, you know, it's outside of the medical component, we control the culture. Our community runs the culture, you know, like when we say something is good, like I heard Jay a little while ago say Zaza, like that came out of our culture.
Right.
When we say it's good, but we aren't on the ownership side of this industry.
Okay, exactly.
Well, we are.
There's gonna be somebody else selling Zaza.
And shout out to Jason, because prior to him,
They don't know me as Jay.
Yeah, Sab.
That's the business
I didn't
name.
mean
It's
to call it
business.
out.
That's the check. The check is.
well, prior to Sav, I mean, we had sat with countless celebrities from way back in 2007. What you?
Can you name the guys? Because they.
I don't know if it's fair to name them people on.
Okay.
Yeah, they might turn around and you know work with the company.
From the beginning, like I saw the opportunity was within our culture, right? And then this was before cookies. Cookies wasn't a thing yet.
Right.
You know, I remember when they came out. You know what I'm saying? So this was before any of that, and I was sitting with these people saying, let's do this. Let's capture the culture. Let's create these strains and these brands, and let's push it.
I'm sorry, I gotta laugh because people always think that they could duck under these. You
You know
can't
what I'm saying?
duck under the camera.
It's a wide lens.
Just walk. Just walk. You can't duck under the cameras.
I wasn't told to do that. I was told to go around.
All right, look. I didn't anticipate the amount of information that I was going to get out of this situation. So I think this needs to be definitely a two-part. Don't move. Don't go nowhere. Mecca, you got something to promote?
Oh, sure. That demo, Himalayan Pink Salt, the Combine, more coming. Shout out to Viper Records. Mechanism Monday, free piece of advice for every artist trying to get their shit together. Every Monday, Mr. Mech on Instagram.
And if you have discovered or someone, an artist that you follow, dropped a verse that was so incredible to you that you couldn't stop listening to it, please send that over to my expert opinion podcast at Gmail. We want to start giving artists credit for like just writing incredible shit again.
Word?
You feel me? Yes, we're doing it.
You sure?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, man.
All
Bring
right.
it.
Okay.
Bring it over.
All right.
Bring it over. We're ready for it.
I hear you talking.
We're ready. We're ready.
Everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face.
Sean, you know that used to be my set. Anyway, yo, Sean Bigger. That's it? You on your Russell Simmons shit today, huh? Okay.
God bless
all
you.
right.
Good night.
Thank you to the gang. Thank you to the gang. Some of y'all definitely we're doing another episode right after this. So, Sav.
Well, got a club investing in Jim's Lounge, 1595 Broadway, Brooklyn. Come see us Wednesday through Sunday. We got it going well, man. Liberty, Arcata. Yeah, ISWW. I'm sorry, we working.
And I gotta say thank you to the legend in the building.
Thank you.
Thank you for your contribution to this culture. Thank you for, no matter how, I feel like people go back in time and they be like, well, you know, it was negative. Nah, bro, you gave us strength. You gave us strength. There was a lot of strength that we drew from your music, your contribution. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Be on the lookout for that Havoc and math shit. You know what I'm saying? Shit gonna be fire. Poetical Prophets. That's gonna be the first track. Poetical Prophets.
PPM.
You heard? You heard?
Not PPP.
And we out.
PPM.
It's Hoffa, trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars, I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work, you heard. Making fiends leave earth, you heard. Got your baby mama thirst, you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf, you heard.